Bob Baffert is no stranger to Oaklawn.
8 Rebels for Baffert Concert Tour.
While Concert Tour stole most of the headlines, Hosier ran a game second. Will Bob Baffert take down Oaklawn's most coveted Derby prep? This is the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby, Saturday at Oaklawn Park.
Let's line them up and let them rip one last time to earn those oh-so-valuable Kentucky Derby points. Good Saturday morning to all of you. Welcome into the TVG studios here in Los Angeles, California, as you're watching us on the social media platforms as we get you going for this outstanding day of thoroughbred racing with 2 incredible Derby prep races coming your way. Let's take a look at exactly what's happening here today. We're going to have 2 big races coming your way from Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and from Keeneland in Lexington, Kentucky. Here's a good look at your top 28 contenders. They're going to cut off at 20. That's the maximum that we're going to have getting into the gate. Number 20 horse is extremely important. That is Proxy. And it's all or nothing for Proxy today in the Lexington at Keeneland. But what's really important today, the biggie of the bunch, is at Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. And that is all about one of your top contenders for the Kentucky Derby. He's already earned enough points to be in the gate, but let's see if he can remain perfect as we get set today to watch Concert Tour continue his march towards the Kentucky Derby. And to start there, you see we have Todd Schrupp hanging out at Keeneland Racecourse in Lexington, Kentucky. But we begin with Brittany Urton. She's hanging out at Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas to get us started. Hey, Brittany.
Hey, Ken, happy Saturday. Happy Arkansas Derby Day. This is one of the biggest days for Hot Springs, Arkansas and Oaklawn Park, and it's lovely to see just to the left of me. The infield is beginning to get filled. So today what we're going to focus on, of course, the $1 million Grade 1 Arkansas Derby with 100 points on the line to the winner, but also we have a great rivalry brewing in the Count Fleet. That is between your Breeders' Cup Sprint champion and Eclipse Award champion Whitmore, the hometown hero, and CZ Rocket. They'll be matching up just prior to the Arkansas Derby, so we'll give you a little preview of that in just a few minutes. But Todd Schrupp, I have to say, we took the beautiful weather from you. It looks like the rain headed your way today. I'm sorry about that.
No, we swapped the weather for sure, and we're going to get a lot of rain here at Keeneland Racecourse. That is the main storyline coming into the Stonestreet Lexington, which will go as race number 9 on an 11-race card. We already have a scratch out of the race, reducing it to a field of 9. The 8 Ultimate Badger is out, but we're going to monitor the weather all day. This is actually light as far as the rain. The heavy rain is supposed to come around the first race here about 1 o'clock and then be 80 to 90% throughout the day. So that is going to be the breaking news as you watch our coverage throughout the day. But later on, Proxy on the bubble right now for the Kentucky Derby. Definitely needs a win to get into the field. But again, going to probably have to overcome not only rivals in that race, but this weather as well, Brittany.
It's true, and you talk about the points, and that's what's so important about the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby. Yes, there is $1 million on the line and a Grade 1 to add to that resume, but really this is the road to the Kentucky Derby, and it is the final stop, as it will come right after the Lexington. So let's take a look at the field. The favorite, as mentioned, even money on the morning line, Concert Tour for Hall of Famer Bob Baffert. What's interesting here, it's not just a Grade 1 on the line for him, but there's history on the line. 217 North American Grade 1 wins for Bob Baffert. Dwayne Lucas has 218, so he could tie him for most there. Let's take a look at the Rebel, because this really is a matchup of most of the contenders from the Rebel Stakes. Aside from Last Samurai, he's the new face. And what was so interesting about this race, you see Concert Tour to the inside underneath Joel Rosario in those pink and black silks of Gary and Mary West. He got to the lead and never looked back. This was his first time going around 2 turns, and he handled it pretty impressively. I think many thought Caddo River was going to go to the lead, but they opted to sit off. He was a little bit tough to handle. Not going to be the situation today per the connections. Some nice horses behind him, finishing out second with Hosier. Hosier, another for Bob Baffert. Don't overlook him. Hosier sitting on the morning line at 3-1, and you get Martin Garcia back aboard. But the points are very important for a lot of these horses. Say Caddo River. He just has 10 points, and it goes 140, 20, 10. So he really needs to run second or third to make himself within the realm of possibility for the first Saturday in May. So we'll look forward to that. Keep an eye on all of those points. But of course, we mentioned prior to the Grade 1 Arkansas Derby, this house will be brought down if Whitmore is to win. He is the hometown hero. He put it all together at 7 years old last year in the Grade 1 Breeders' Cup Sprint. This is the Count Fleet Sprint Handicap. It's a Grade 3 event, $500,000 on the line for 3-year-olds and upward, and this is a deep field. You can see Whitmore is the morning line favorite at 9-5, finishing second last time out behind CZ Rocket. Trainer Rob Moquette stating, I actually think that CZ Rocket deserves to be the favorite. We're going to show up. We have that race underneath the belt as we take a look back at the Breeders' Cup Sprint. What an unbelievable ride by Irad Ortiz Jr. You saw him to the inside with Whitmore. He's able to angle out, and he has the jump on CZ Rocket. CZ Rocket, on the other hand, when we saw them in the Count Fleet Handicap, also came from off of it, but had really the momentum. But today was the day for the old man. In his 4th Breeders' Cup Sprint, he got the job done and won fairly easily. When we look forward, the first start for each of these horses in 2021, this was the Hot Springs. To the outside, you see Whitmore and CZ Rocket. Whitmore got the jump on CZ Rocket, and it looked like at this point in time, no one's coming to catch him. But in the middle of the track, gobbling up ground with each and every stride, is CZ Rocket underneath Florent Giroux, was able to get up over the champion by a neck. The rematch today, it's 1-1. We'll see when they face each other again come today later in the Count Fleet Handicap who gets out on top. But don't overlook No Parole. He's a Grade 1 winner in his own right for Tom Amoss. Some other horses in there that are definitely going to add some pace to the party. So that goes as race number 11, the Count Fleet Handicap Grade 3 event. And it's hard. It's hard for me to not want to root for Whitmore. What a cool horse. Age 8. Rob Moquette has just done such an unbelievable job with him. But that will be a fun day. And that is just 2 of the 4 stakes races we have on the 13 race card right here at Oaklawn Park. You can feel an energy really starting to brew here, and that's what makes it so special. So make sure you get involved, because great racing to watch, but even better racing to bet on. So have that TVG wagering account at the ready, because you can bet all of these races right there and watch them, because we have 13 here. You've got Santa Anita coming up a little bit later, and of course some great racing from Keeneland as well. Those points on the line for the Kentucky Derby. We're going to get back out, we're going to get back out to Keeneland with Todd Strupp, because they've got a big race with Derby points on the line to cover as well.
Thank you, Brittany, for that preview from Hot Springs, Arkansas. Back on our set here at Keeneland, just off the winner's circle. I'm Todd Strupp, now joined by Simon Bray. Looking ahead to our feature, it is the Stonestreet Lexington later on in the card, race number 9, and the heavy favorite in the morning line at 6-5 is Proxy, who, as we said, has a lot on the line. But Simon, when you look at the race, Proxy, just in particular, a horse that hasn't won this year. Now, he's had some competitive efforts in Kentucky Derby prep races. That's how he's earned the points. But 6-5 in this field, do you believe he's that strong of a favorite?
I do not. I absolutely do not. I don't think he's converted yet. To your point, he hasn't won this year. The added blinkers last time. To me, he's a horse that's still learning, still a little green, still a little immature. He can't put it over the line, and I think you might get much the same here. I'm looking to Bezos for trainer Bob Baffert. Look, the hype machine was in full effect here about a month ago. Many had this horse winning the Kentucky Derby and had it wrapped up before it even broke his maiden. It was terrible, the debut. It was disappointing. It was awful. I mean, he was beaten 13 lengths.
This is great. I like your pick already.
Right.
Tell me more.
Sounds good, right?
Okay.
But off that race, I mean, Bob Baffert didn't lose faith in him. He brought him right back at a mile, and he came with this effort, Todd, on the 26th of March, and absolutely annihilated this field. This is what I think they wanted to see. Sometimes when you look back, when a horse runs a past performance too bad to be true, sometimes it's a positive. It wasn't like he ran third and even third and flattened out. It was just awful. Chuck it out. Consider this his first race. And I know that, look, he's lightly raced, and there's a big jump up here today in the Graded Stakes Company. But I think the fact that Baffert shows up here and doesn't take the easy path by staying at home, looking for a smaller race, allowance race, I think that's a positive. I still think they have faith in Bezos.
Also coming in from California is the One Noble Reflection for trainer Richie Baltus. And as this track, I assume it's going to be sloppy by the time we get there. Could that horse be a factor from the rail?
Major factor. He's had a couple of sprints. The problem is he's got the two drawn to the outside of him in the same situation. Couple of sprints stretching out. They've got to avoid a pace stall. But if the one gets the lead, he's going to be tough. Look at the sire, Liam's map. His numbers go up on a wet track. He's a 21% sire on a wet track. I think that bodes well for him. He's out of a tiz now, mare. Distance won't be a problem, but he needs to get some pressure relief away from Swiftsure, the two. I don't want to see them two ding-donging. It's going to set up for somebody else.
Okay, as for the favorite Proxy, we said he hasn't won this year. They've tried a few things with him. One of them was blinkers last time out. I didn't see a market improvement with the equipment change in Louisiana Derby, did you?
100% no. It didn't make a difference at all, I don't think. I think the one thing, if you're a Proxy fan going for you today, maybe coming back a little bit in distance. I'm not convinced he's a mile and 8 horse after that last effort. I think coming back to a mile and 16th, fast pace in front of him might help, but I can't play him at a short price.
We have a true rarity when it comes to pedigrees. When you look at the pedigree of Proxy, he is by Tappet out of the very good race mare Panty Raid. And when you look ahead to the graded stakes race that is going to follow the Stonestreet Lexington, the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley, his half-sister is one of the favorites in there, Micheline, daughter of Bernardini out of Panty Raid. And, you know, looking at this race and factoring in the weather, we're going to have a turf course with Given It. There's zero chance this is being moved to the main track, right?
Right, I wouldn't think so. This is Micheline. We heard from our colleague Joaquin Jaime yesterday about her idiosyncrasy. She's claustrophobic. She travels with this portable outdoor stall. She likes to live al fresco. I'm fine with that, especially here at Keeneland. Get some of that fresh air, and that's how she responds when she takes that stall and she lives outside. She's a much better animal with it, and that's what's turned her form around. The good thing for her, she's proven over a good turf course, and a good turf course here at Keeneland. She's run well over this turf course, and I think she's definitely the one to beat. I really do. That was a good race to Hillsborough she came out of. That was a strong event. I think she can build off that. She's going to get a strong challenge from Juliet Foxtrot, who's won over a yielding turf course, softer than good, and is probably the controlling pace of this race. But Micheline can establish position from the rail, tactical position.
Back-to-back graded stakes races on this card here at Keeneland. One that could determine a spot into the Kentucky Derby field. That's the Stonestreet Lexington, race number 9 on the program, and then race 10, the Grade 1 Jenny Wiley. And as you're playing the racing action here today at Keeneland, especially with the trifectas, we have a bonus for you. And TVG account holders helped each other out with the trifecta bonus builder. Enough of you opted in that we went from 10% last week to 15% this week. And so many of you have opted in that will be 20% next week. But a 15% bonus on trifectas played here at Keeneland Racecourse. Make sure you opt in at tvg.com. All right, the stage is set for a magnificent Saturday. Great racing action from around the country, important racing action, and in our Nerve Center back in the TVG studios in Los Angeles, Ken Rudolph.
Thank you so much, Todd, and the crew getting us set there from Keeneland Racecourse, and of course Brittany Hurton helping us out from Oaklawn Park in Hot Springs, Arkansas. This is how we get things going, and in fact, I'm thinking about all the racing that's happening here today, and it makes me think of how they used to throw old school house parties. I don't know if you guys know anything about old school house parties. Old school house parties, everybody in every corner would scream, "Party over here! Hey, party over here!" Every single track is screaming that today. Hey, party over here, party over here, and TVG is Party Central. Stay with us, we'll catch everything that's happening, including probably the most incredible equine adventure you will ever see in your lifetime. It is the Grand National Steeplechase. Sure, it's Group 3 and it's 1.1 million. Yeah, that's interesting. But the way they do this is what makes it intriguing. This race is more than 4 miles long, so it'll take them about 10 minutes, right? They're gonna have to jump over 30 fences, and the field could be as large as 40 horses. So this is really going to test all of your handicapping acumen. We'd love for you to get involved, and you know we got your back, because it's going to be wicked hard to find a winner here. Cash back for second or third in the Grand National Festival. That's a money-back special at tvg.com and your TVG mobile app. Make sure that you opt in to take advantage, and then good luck pouring through that entire field of horses. And then try to find the one who has the stamina and the agility to stick with it and win that race. Let's get this party started, people. TVG.com, TVG mobile app, live racing coming your way next.
TVG Today. Phillies of